everyone. Welcome to Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast, where on each and every episode we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. I am one of your hosts, Ryan Doze, here for what I have affectionately called Across the Bifrost New Comics Summer Special, where we are going to be wrapping up all the other Thor-adjacent titles, stories that were released throughout the summer, but we were too busy talking about how awesome Superman and Fantastic Four was. So we're kind of just doing them all together. We're going to catch up. And of course, it's not just me. Will Moss is not here on this episode. Some of you are very disappointed about that. And we don't even have our other Will. We don't have Will Rose, which we're all shedding a tear for. But Faz and Eric are here. Thank God. Thank God, guys, because I couldn't talk about new comics without you.
That's right. You hear that sweep, 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 sweep? It's the cleanup crew wrapping up all the issues from the summer that we passed over.
Get out your brooms, bitches.
Get out your brooms.
I feel really disappointed. Ryan told me it was a summer special. I assumed we were doing a swimsuit issue, but I'm the only guy wearing a Speedo. It doesn't seem fair at all.
All I could think of was something I'm not going to say on the internet.
No, say it, please.
I can't. Nope, I can't. Show us your dong. So guys, we are like Eric so eloquently said, we're going to be cleaning up, getting out the cleaning supplies and just kind of tidying up the pull lists and things that had Thor in them. Really, Thor adjacent characters in them. And we're also going to, towards the end, we're going to talk about other things that we read. And I think we should kind of have a longer conversation maybe about what we're going to be doing with Doctor Strange going forward, guys, because that seems like it's going to become a regular part of our reading list because Steven's going to be hanging out in Asgard for the foreseeable future. But we're excited to talk about new comics. We're going to start off with kind of go chronologically through the summer and the books that most effectively used our Asgardian characters or adjacent characters. So we're going to start off with Bring On the Bad Guys, Loki, #1. This issue is part of... Eric, help me with this because you were much more invested in this series of one-shots. They're one-shots with famous villains, but it's a Mephisto through-line story, if I have that correct.
Yeah, there is a through line, and Marvel's been doing a lot of this recently, where they sell them as one-shots. They say you don't have to know anything, just buy this one-off. It's a one-off thing, but there actually really is a through line, and so I picked up like 2 of these things, if that, I think. But I was aware they did a nice job of keeping the Mephisto stuff separate enough where you really don't have to know anything to enjoy it.
Right. And there's this in the Loki issue, we see a little bit of before we talk about the main story, we see a little bit of a allusion to that through line story that's touched on the other issues of different daggers that people have to collect, and Sister Sorrow, which is a fantastically designed new character that I'm obsessed with.
Of course you are.
Can't wait. Oh, what is that supposed to mean?
She's your type, man. You always love.
She's my type. Like super pale and super dark and edgy.
She's got that Queen Amidala makeup.
Oh, don't even.
I made for you.
She's not go there. Yeah, she's not wearing Amidala makeup. I'm
just saying that she looks like a goth version of Queen Amidala, which hits all your boxes, right? She's made for you.
I gotta go reread this issue with that in mind now.
Oh God. Listeners, listen to the pregame to hear more about that kind of stuff as we're going.
Yeah, listen to our marathon pregame. Like, if you're sleeping on our pregames, why?
They are worth $5 per month or whatever it is that our Patreon costs now, right, guy?
$5 American.
$5 to quote the Weekly Planet.
$5 is all you have to pay for priceless memories with your good friends here at Across the Bifrost.
So Ryan, tell me about the creative team on this book.
You know what, Faz? I don't have my book in front of me, so you're gonna have to help me out there.
Shit, I screwed myself, guys. So there's 2 teams. There's the King in Yellow. That's the first kind of A story here, and that's by Anthony Oliveira, Jethro Morales, Yen Nitro, and VC's Travis Lanham. We couldn't get Joe Sabino. The guy's very in demand doing all the Thor stuff. We got another VC, so that's very exciting. Bunch of variant covers. There's a different cover artist. Anthony is the writer, Jethro is the artist, and Yen does the color. The second one is by Mark Guggenheim. He's the writer. Michael St. Maria, he's the artist. Dono Sanchez Almara is the color artist, and VC's Travis Lanham is again doing the letters. So I'm pretty happy with these creative teams we got here, and I think they did a good job.
Honestly, I agree. I didn't know most of these names, and I thought both artists did very good.
Yeah, I actually thought it was the same artist because it was both very good, and that's how blind I am. I know Mark Guggenheim he was the showrunner on the Arrow television series.
Oh, that's why his name kind of sounded familiar, but I was like, am I just thinking of Mark Grunwald? Maybe. Guggenheim. Okay, cool. I didn't know he did comics.
I believe it's because his TV show stuff with DC kind of ran out, and he stayed with comics via DC and then turned that into a second career.
Oh, nice. So, Eric, with this main story of Bring On the Bad Guys, would you mind, just telling? Oh, he's ready.
I'm ready to give you the high points of this story. I freaking loved this story so much.
Amazing.
It was so good. You open on page 1 to a fully nude Loki chained to a rock, getting snake venom dripped into his eyes. He's ripped.
Yeah.
He's jacked. And don't worry, it's not full frontal. There's a little shadowy place.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is there a shadowy place? I want to see the Prince of Lies.
Come on. That's all. We're paying good money for these comic books. Good hard.
Why isn't there a Red Band one that just has that? That's all I need.
Guys, in all due respect, there was a giant serpent in the back, so the subtext was there.
Oh, it's very subtexty for sure.
I want text.
Subtexty.
I don't care about subtext. I want text.
You got enough giant serpent on the page already. You can't have any more.
I want 2 giant serpents, and they need to cross swords, Eric, obviously.
Gosh.
So, if I may, okay. So, Loki is imprisoned by Mephisto, and I think it's something to do with a botched Ragnarok, and Mephisto's kind of sort of swooping in to help him out. It's very squarely in an alternate timeline, a different cycle of Ragnarok. So I don't think it really matters exactly when this is happening, but it's sort of Loki is imprisoned by Mephisto, and Mephisto offers Loki a deal to get his freedom. It says, all you have to do is just kill this one guy. Just kill this one guy and you're set. So there's some conditions. He has to use this dagger. He has to separate the guy's soul from his body. It's a ancestor of someone with Khonshu. Yes, and so there's a reason why this guy has to die, and that's really kind of the kickoff point for the plot.
And we get this awesome, kind of weaving story where the guy is supposed to do this musical production of a song that he's singing on the street. Loki tells him basically to give him everything. And the guy ends up, really selling his soul to Loki. There's this other male character that shows up who's
Brian. You're giving it away. Let me.
Brian, what are you doing? You got to let Eric
weave the tale.
I'm sorry. I thought
I was supposed to say. What are you doing, man?
Just like
I'm gonna go over to the corner now.
Just like Loki in our story, you gotta draw it out. That's kind of the whole plot, right?
This is a book about storytelling.
I've failed you. I'm sorry.
You monster.
You monster. Don't.
He doesn't.
I didn't say it.
He doesn't just stab. Okay, I'm the only one talking about comics. You guys are so silly.
Okay, Eric, please. I love this book as much as you did. Please spin a tale. Tell me about what happens.
It's actually really good.
It's so good.
He doesn't just stab this street performer in Paris in 1895. No. Loki's got other plans, and he has other machinations in mind. And so he basically starts a conversation with the young man, talks about how he can make him famous. He's like, you can leave your impact on the world. You can have fame and be a part of history. And he kind of takes the guy under his wing, and he's almost like a producer where he's kind of sort of mentor and chaperone this guy into becoming a playwright, a musician, a composer, a performer, and to leave his mark on the world. They bring in Jonathan Nilsson from Sweden to be a dancer, a performer. He's going to be I think he's going to be the demon in the play, and the playwright. There's not a lot of specifics, but it looks like they're kind of having a little fling. They're kind of having a little romance together. The playwright doesn't actually even have a name this whole time. I'm thinking like, what's this guy's name? We know this kind of boyfriend character's name, but I think the playwright is just supposed to be a universal kind of playwright. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
And that's not really the point is not really as important. Mephisto's getting impatient. Sister Sorrow, is that her name? Sister Sorrow?
Yes. Yep.
Queen Amidala is
Goth Amidala. Yeah,
Goth Amidala.
Stop it, you.
She's sort of the messenger. She's like, just stab the guy already. Like, what are you doing? Stab the guy with the dagger and get his soul. And Loki's like, am I not like this? Weaver of teller of tales and siren songs, and he's like doing it on his own time. The guy he notices is a much better playwright when he's suffering. So it's like he has to suffer for his art, and the play is so much better when he's like miserable. So Loki makes sure that he stays miserable. On opening night of this play, of this musical, Sister Sorrow kills this Swedish guy, kills the dreamy boyfriend Muse, and it's this tragic thing. And then it's like, all right, well, and on that note, let's begin the play. So this guy's just distraught, and then Loki steps in as the demon character. So now Loki is in the play as well. Loki, at the climax of the story, stabs the guy, kills him, and is supposedly stealing his soul in the dagger. But the guy says, if you were aiming for my soul, you missed. And that could be read a number of different ways. It could be that, he gave his soul, like his love, to this other guy, and so his heart is then like empty. Or it could be, as Loki explains in the end, that to truly be a creator, to truly put your art into the world, there's a piece of your soul that is in that art that then is permanently out there. And so he couldn't capture the soul. The soul is now interwoven in the art form. And the play actually goes on to become a success all throughout history. It's performed over and over again, even into modern times, and is a rave success. So the guy really does live forever. Loki gets out of the deal because he can claim success on Mephisto's bargain to get his freedom without actually delivering the soul to Mephisto. Bingo. So that was a very, very satisfying last page. It all ties together. It gives you a larger story about the nature of art and your soul, and it was just beautifully done.
And it's just an amazing side story of what Loki does in his free time. Like, he's the Prince of Lies. He's the god of stories. He's here making art for art's sake. And he wants people to suffer to make that art. He's really the god of tragedies. I don't think he's making very many comedies as he's out there. And it's beautifully written.
It's done in such a way that, this far into Loki's character evolution, it's really hard to put him back in the box as like this maniacal evil character. And so what this successfully does so well is it preserves all the character development with giving him a mischievous, Loki-centered way to get his desired outcome, escaping from Mephisto and not giving this guy's soul over. So it's really all about the story in the end. It's almost like he's willing to make the sacrifice. He is still sort of like condescending, like looking down, and like this just sort of has to happen. It has to happen for the sake of the story. No hard feelings. Like, he's not evil.
Do you want success or not? Because your story is extremely important to be told, but you're going to need to suffer, buddy. So let's.
And this makes the story better, and so that's what he's sort of serving is making the story better.
It continues the trend of these one-off books being absolutely incredible in Asgard. Like, we got Thor versus Godzilla, and now we have this with Loki. Like, sometimes being untethered to the giant plot allows you to just tell just a crazy cool story in 10 to 20 pages, and it's just so good. And we get a new crush for Ryan, which is really important.
And a new crush for me, because we got the Swedish guy in there too. So
true, he did look like he was packing a giant serpent, as one would say.
I was for a second. I was like, are we trying to make like he dies gruesomely falling from the catwalk backstage, and I was almost like, are we supposed to to me, it was this like Loki's way of being like, "Ha! If I can't kill Thor, I can kill a guy that looks like Thor." Maybe
Loki didn't do that though. It was Queen Amidala that did that.
Oh, it was Sister Sorrow that did
and Loki's like, "You dick! I was like, he was going to do the thing for me. Now I have to do it myself." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You dick. One of my favorite parts was Eric referenced this, that Mephisto is like, okay, man, like, you killed him. Awesome. Where's the soul? And Loki goes through all the different ways that he didn't break the agreement. And therefore, Mephisto doesn't have any power over him and he can go free. And then, like you said, that last page was awesome, Eric. Seeing Loki in his more his Agent of Asgard apparel was kind of nice, to see how we got the classic look, and the classic look is always fun. But then to see him on that last page in the more modern apparel was kind of a cool way of saying like, oh, time has passed. At least on Midgard, time has passed.
And he sort of looks kind of melancholy about the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's not gleeful that this happened. It was like almost a necessary evil.
Yeah. The story had to be told, and it meant he had to take this guy's soul. And he's like, not taking the soul like Mephisto because he wants it for whatever reason. He's just like, has to be done. As a lawyer, I loved the like, you think you'd be good at writing contracts given that you've done like 16 bajillion at this point in 1890, like, but clearly a god of Asgard is just better at this. Sorry, I'm built differently than you. I've fulfilled the oath. Usually you find a way to screw people with the monkey's paw. Well, you just got screwed with, Mr. Screwer. It's good. It's like there's levels to this, you know? Loki even says at one point, like, the magic at work here is much stronger than what your boss says, Queen Amidala. Like Mephisto, some low-level demon compared to the Skald magic at play here, which is the power of stories in total.
Mm-hmm.
Some original Star Wars trilogy fan is going to be furious that you've said Amidala this many times.
Why an original trilogy? Because it's not because they're not prequel fans.
There is a certain subset of original trilogy fans, Faz, that do not like the mention of anything else past Return of the Jedi.
But she doesn't look like Princess Leia. I can't say Leia. It has to be.
Actually, in all seriousness, let me talk about this Sister Sorrow character, because she is the focal point of the last little story. We learn a little bit about her and how she's tethered to Mephisto.
Look at that transition. Good job.
She's kind of like, she's kind of like the errand girl that Mephisto is sending out to collect these daggers, which looked very, very similar to the dagger that Mephisto gives Loki earlier on in the other story. But learning her story and just honestly how sorrowful her existence is as she's fighting this monk in Kunlun, like, she is lethal, but she's also sad about it. Like, and I get it, Sister Sorrow, it's not exactly like a next level type nickname, but I really liked this character, and I think this is one of those characters you could do a lot more with, especially because Mephisto doesn't really have his own like supporting cast. He's not like other villains where they have sub villains that always kind of are associated with them. So it was kind of nice to add to Mephisto's world.
Because usually it's just like lesser Mephistos or
it's
demons,
just faceless,
right? Like
demons.
Yeah, like, or like sometimes he goes multiversal and he grabs other Mephistos to do his bidding,
right? And
they all think they're in charge, but really there's like one prime Mephisto or whatever.
I mean, I'm not a Mephisto expert, but doesn't he also like have a couple kids?
Yep,
right. But they more often than not fight against him.
Yeah, they're usually good guys, right? Yeah.
So like Satana, Damon Hellstrom, like they are other hell lords, and it depends on like who is Satan in the Marvel universe. Lots of people have claimed to be that character, but I think Sister Sorrow just kind of hit me like in a certain way because she is distinctly different from Mephisto. But still in his orbit. So
I think she hit you a certain way because she looks like Padme, but with goth makeup. But like it's okay,
so,
right? Yeah.
New Champions wrapped up recently, and
it did.
Is there anything else we want to say about Bring on the Bad Guys?
I'm really excited to learn about was it Runa or Rooney? I'm getting confused with K-pop Demon Hunters.
Hellrune.
End of her story, but she had a nickname, right?
Rooney.
It was Rooney, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to to say about Bring on the Bad Guys, Eric? Was there anything from the other issues that might, interest listeners that you read?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, check out the Loki stuff.
Glowing endorsement from the Prince of Preparedness.
The Loki stuff's better. It's the best.
The last issue is a Mephisto issue, I believe. I have not read it yet, but I think it kind of ties in that through line story, and gives that a little bit of a cap off. So, Bring on the Bad Guys Loki was awesome. Art was great. Writing was great. I would love to see them revisit this version of Loki, but like Faz said, maybe we don't need to. Maybe it's just a great one-off story, and we're fortunate that we get one-shots from time to time. We good to jump into new champions, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I agree.
So this is Steve Fox writing, which Steve Fox is just a fun writer. And our penciling team is, I believe we started off with a different art team than we ended with. So Adriano Di Benedito and Rurari Coleman are on art, and we get some cool cover art from Gleb Melninkov. Wow. And the art in these last two books, I really enjoyed. It was a really fun vibe, and I feel like it kind of fit Steve Fox's writing style, because he just seems like a writer that enjoys writing these youthful, energetic characters. But we're picking up at the beginning of this issue, and Eric, cut me off whenever you feel like it, because I don't want to make the foil that I did in the previous one.
This story's not about stories.
I don't know. I was going to go the other way with this one and say if we're talking about number 7, we can just talk about like the intro stuff and then get into number 8, because number 8's where it all goes down. You know.
Yes. So the seven sets up 8 in the end pages and the first few pages where we see Hellrune and Valeda. They are in Iceland, and they are heading towards this kind of spooky looking temple place. And Hellrune's kind of like, okay, this is bad. She texts her friends, and they get the Iggy that something's up, but they have to go to a magic market first. So right. Most of the issue is, as Eric so eloquently said, them going to Diagon Alley in London, meeting Hot Blade Jr., and they go on a small little adventure with him. But
you guys are really selling me on this book. I want to go read it now because of Hot Blade and Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
The way Steve Fox wrote those scenes, because all the girls in the new champions are just like, ooh, and then Gold Tiger's like, whatever, and
he's not that cool.
Well, Gold Tiger is also a girl, and she is not impressed. And but then I can't think of anything but Hot Blade Jr. His actual name is Night Drifter, which is like the most edgelordy name he could have chosen.
For sure.
No one understands me. I go from town to town.
Nobody gets me.
No one gets me.
Drifter of the night. You could call me Night Drifter, I guess.
Oh man,
maybe that's where my name comes from.
I don't know. I didn't know my real name or my real parents. The four girls are like, he's like super duper hot. Gold Tiger is like, I don't see what you bitches are crazy. And then Night Drifter walks by Cadet Marvel, and he like, what does he say to him, Eric? Like, he says something to him, or like gives him a wink or something like that. And Cadet Marvel's response is, hey, a compliment's a compliment. And so we learned a little bit about Night Drifter. And then we go on this Diagon Alley adventure. But at the end, we see these visions from, I shit you not, listener, a sheep that is actually a plant that can talk and spits out prophetic eggs. Again, just describing it as I saw it.
Are you guys sure that this is actually the comic? Like, what the words you guys are saying? The words you guys are saying don't make sense to me.
It is fucking insane. But from this creature, they find out where Hellrune is, and they see a future vision of Hellrune in the foreground and the kind of ghostly projection of Hela in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we thought was going to happen in issue 1, that Hela was going to get involved. And we find out in issue 8 what Veleda's scheme is and why Hellrune is so important to it. Eric,
That's
I'm
right.
I'm going to pass issue 8 on to you.
And remember, we started this back in January, and we were so fired up for New Champions. We were like, this is great. Hellrune's awesome. I was on eBay looking for her first appearance and her first cover. I was like, this is so awesome. She's such a fresh, like, youthful character.
Punk rock take on Thor.
Yeah, like very original, very like Dazzler meets what did we say? I forget. She's got like this staff, and she's got a lightning bolt, purple lightning bolt over her eye. She's totally glam rock, and it's working.
She's punk rock. She's the real punk rock.
Yeah,
she is. Hellrune is the real like a glam rock like woodland witch. Yes. Like that's what she is.
That's a great way to say it. That's perfect. And so she is an orphan. She discovers that she has like Asgardian crow magic, which is badass. She's trying to find out, like, do I have any relatives alive? And that's where she gets hooked up with Aunt Veleda in the first place. This is like issue 1 stuff, like way back, like months ago. So they go off together, and we're like, she's leaving the book. Like, what happened? Like, we were so into this, like, and so I pulled every single issue. I'm like waiting for her to come back. It was crumbs the whole time. It was like, oh, we got a text from Hellrune, and then she wasn't mentioned again for 2 more issues. And I'm just like, come on, like, she's gonna come back. And so finally, in issue 8, she's coming back. So Aunt Veleda has destroyed her phone. She has basically kidnapped her. We know that Aunt Veleda is not so nice, and she's really sort of like this dark witch. And she's going to use Hellrune as the sacrifice, as the empty vessel to summon Hela into Hellrune's body, and then to control Hela. So it's like a summoning spell that's going to bind Hela and be able to control her. And that's what they're trying to do with this whole ritual. Yeah, that's like big. That's big time. And I just like there's one panel where they talk about the artifacts they get at the magical market, and it's really interesting little tiny Easter eggs. So there's
it's so good.
A tooth from Satanish, which is like this green monster thing from a Mephisto comic years ago. I had
Demon.
To look.
Yeah.
Pluto's cape clasp. As seen in Thor comics, Pluto has this like cape clasp, and so there it is. It's in this bag of things from the market. Damian Hellstrom's trident tine, a glass bearing his sister Satana's kiss, like her lipstick on the glass, and then a voided contract with Mephisto. That might be hard to come by, but they have this voided contract. So all these things combined are what they're helping to use to summon Hela into the body of Hellrune.
Eric, just one little bit of lore to add in here. For the first time ever, we learn what the Staff of the Dead is called. The staff that Veleda intends to use to control Hela in Hellrune's body is called Helgaren. And that is the thing that becomes very important at the end of the issue.
Yeah, and that's a sweet name too. That's awesome. And so sure enough, the new champions have gotten the text. They're on their way. They're coming to the rescue, but the ritual is underway. So these Viking zombies are coming out of the ground to battle the new champions and slow them down. And we saw some of them back in issue 1 as well. Although I think those were zombie frost giants or zombie. There was some kind of giant component to them as well. But nevertheless,
some element there.
Zombies are coming back to fight. Hela is summoned into Hellrune's body. The ritual works. Hellrune's going crazy because Hela's in control. Like, basically, what the hell is this? What's happening? Like, you're trying to trap me in here. Like, I'm not going to go down without a fight. So she's trying to resist. And Moonsquire ends up taking the staff and using it to banish Hela out of Hellrune's body. And that means that Hela is now just regular summoned, not summoned to control, but she's just there and now she's pissed.
Oh God. Also, I love that all of their names are so silly. Moon Squire pulls out Hela. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's funny because it's like we're kind of talking about Avengers, but we're not really talking about Avengers.
And that's what makes them so great. They're really so endearing because like we talked about this way back in like issue 1. It comes off as so stupid and silly of like Cadet Marvel, Moon Squire. But then you just fall in love with them because they're so well written and so fleshed out, and it's really great.
You can tell Steve Fox actually cares about these characters, which is so nice because he didn't design them, but he kind of gave them life between this and the Spider-Woman run that they first kind of show up in as actual characters. But sorry, Eric, go ahead.
Well, to kind of cut to the chase here, Hela basically asks like, hey, this evil witch over here that was kind of the one behind the idea to trap me, are you friends with her? And everyone's like, nope. Do whatever you want to her because like she's not with us, and so
not familiar with her.
Aunt Velita then becomes one of the undead zombie army, and for presumably she will then serve Hela for eternity in this zombie form and is no longer a magical threat.
Well, and towards the end of the issue, also, Eric, just to add another wrinkle into why Hellrune kicked so much ass in this last issue, we find out that her parents were part of the same witch coven that this witch, pretending to be her aunt, was also in. And she was conceived and born for the purpose of being this controllable host for Hela, on Earth. So Velita even says towards the end of the ritual, going ass backwards, she's like, we've been working on this for centuries, like how could you do this? And Hellrune basically is having none of it. And I love at the end of this, like her friends do come and save her, but Hellrune she stands up to the god of the goddess of death and to this witch that had kidnapped her. She gets a real great spotlight in the last issue. It's so good.
And reiterating the point that regardless of what situation you're born into, you always have some kind of a choice, right? So even if it's like hundreds of years leading up to her basically fulfilling this purpose and being in this role, she still gets to say, hell no, that's not how I'm going down. Like that's not what's happening. So and then she moves in with Liberty in California and goes rollerblading with her friends at the end.
Yeah. They're the two characters, like they just want to have like normal roommate conversations, like, oh my gosh, stay out of the bathroom, like it's that kind of stuff.
Didn't you guys think that one guy was so hot?
Well, I think we also, on that note, kind of fast, I think we find out that one of them is dating Jaren, who is the Moon Squire.
I mean, Moon Squire is cool, so I bet he's...
Moon Squire's cool in that outfit?
Moon Squire is kind of the coolest.
Is it because of the baseball hat underneath the Moon Knight uniform? Is that why he's cool?
Of all of the new champion characters, I like Liberty's attire a lot.
Which Liberty's the one with the star, right?
Yeah, she's the kind of Captain America.
Yeah, but with
analog.
Wings. Yeah.
Amaranth. Amaranth.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. She's actually a Scarlet Witch character from the Steve Orlando comics.
Yep, so, I see her. She's got the hand thing going.
Yeah. So she's got a great design too. Hellrune's design we've already kind of just fawned over. Like, it's so good. But overall, I think I really liked how they landed the plane on this one, Eric.
I hope they come back. It's one of those things where I could see if, maybe based on sales, if they didn't think it was a hit or not, that might impact whether or not they bring them back. All of these characters definitely could show up in other places and be right at home. I mean, I think Amaranth is probably the biggest name out of all of them because she already had the establishment in the Scarlet Witch books.
She's already in an existing book. Yeah. And Scarlet Witch is not going anywhere. So I think it would be awesome to see. I mean, I don't know how far-fetched this is. If it's not in Al Ewing's plan, it's not happening. But seeing Hellrune show up in a Thor book, or God forbid, even Doctor Strange now.
Yeah.
Like, because she's way more magically tied than I mean, she's got the crow magic, which is really cool. But I could see her maybe, once the connection to Midgard is redone, maybe her showing up in a Doctor Strange issue. I want to see more of her. She's a great character.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, have we said all we need to say about a New Champions? Have we convinced Faz to read these issues? As he looks ponderously.
There's a lot of fun stuff that happens. I think what made me not enjoy the middle issues as much was the tease that I thought we were going to be getting Hellrune the whole time, and I felt like I had that kind of taken from me. But knowing that we stuck it out and that we got a very satisfying finale issue that is all about Hellrune made it worthwhile. So,
I mean, really, it was 7 issues that barely had her in it, and then that last issue is all her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fantastic. Hope we get to see her more. The last issue we're really going to spotlight, guys, is the anthology anniversary issue of Doctor Strange 450, which was 5 shorter stories that are all telling different aspects of Doctor Strange's past, celebrating this. We love big numbers when it comes to legacy numbers. Will Rose, really the biggest fan of legacy numbers I know. I'm sure he was thrilled. So in 450, we see 4 stories that are from really any time in Stephen's existence, mostly from his past. But then the 5th story is picking up from where Derek Landy had taken us in Strange of Asgard, the One World Under Doom tie-in series with starring Stephen in Asgard. This little few-page story kind of is our transition point into letting us know that Doctor Strange's ongoing series is coming back in December, and Derek Landy is on that book. We've said many times, and I'm sure we'll say it again, Derek Landy writing Strange in Asgard is such a random proposal, but it works so damn well. He writes Asgard in such a fun way, and I can't wait to see what the ongoing series is going to be like. But Faz, since we weren't able to tie in on New Champions, what were your impressions of 450 Doctor Strange kind of being an Asgardian character now that we're going to have to cover, man?
I had a lot of fun with it. I'm excited to continue because I really enjoyed Landy's writing on the miniseries. So I'm really going to enjoy this as we go. It's added to my pull list. It won't be a Marvel Unlimited thing for me. I'm going to be getting paper copies as we go. The first story is my favorite of all of them.
It's such a good story.
It is touching. It's beautiful. I don't know how into detail we're going or if we're just saying overall, but I thought it was fun to get a little slice of life in each part of Strange's world and then a little tease of what's to come. But that first one, man, so good.
In that first story, Faz, I think it's fair to say, like, we're not going to spoil it, crazy amounts of stuff because the book just came out a couple weeks ago. But hopefully, if you're going to click on this episode, you've read it. We learn the backstory of the Cloak of Levitation, and it is incredibly touching for what, a 6-7 page story.
I almost cried, which was ridiculous, given, like you said, it was a 6 thing. And it's like the 8th Strange comic I've ever read in my life, and I'm like, fuck, I'm about to cry about this cloak. Are we serious right now?
Oh, man. Eric, outside of the last one, because the last one's kind of the one that has any implications going forward, Faz loved the first story. Did any of the other stories really stand out to you?
I liked the variety of art. I think with Doctor Strange, we get the chance to have some really wild and out there art. And I think that the story that was illustrated by Christian Ward, that's a name that you've brought up before.
I love Christian Ward.
The trippy art person. So getting real trippy out there with like the almost like 3D sci-fi looking color swirl backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just real cool. And it's just right at home in a Doctor Strange story.
I agree. It's like a modern. It's like a very modern, very abstract take on what Ditko did with the original Strange comics, where he was doing all this cosmic, very trippy artwork. A man who was famously asked if was doing artwork under the influence of hallucinogens and mushrooms, and he could not have been a more straight-laced guy. I always found that kind of funny. But the Christian Ward story was my favorite, really because of the artwork. I loved the first story as well, Faz. I completely agree with your sentiments there, but the Ward story was my favorite.
Hey man, that one was stunning, so that makes perfect sense.
Because of the artwork, and I have two or three Christian Ward graphic novels, that I've just poured over and I love so much. I also really enjoyed the message of that story. That I won't spoil this, but Stephen goes to the astral plane and he is asked by someone there why, if it's his imagination of himself, why he still has scars on his hands. And it's a fantastic look at why Stephen does what he does now that he's not, he's not a surgeon anymore, but he's the Sorcerer Supreme. And I just love that story. The last story is the one where we see Derek Landy still writing, but Ivan Fiorelli is going to be the ongoing artist. And Ivan is so good, and it's going to be such a fun art style to see him do full issues and hopefully a full run on. What did we think of the last story, guys? The trolling story.
It was such a Trugley guy.
A big Trugley fan.
Trugley, yes. I hope we get more Trugley in the.
We certainly will. There's no way that he won't.
Yeah, we can't not. Like, come on.
The character's made for Landy. Like the last paragraph that's like, my name really Trugley. You can be Fugly if you want. Trugley works.
Trugley works.
that works. That's good.
Go ahead, Eric.
It's a great preview of what to expect on the ongoing. Looking at the Ivan Fiorelli art, we're in good hands. We have a fantastic, not a full page splash, but like probably a half page great shot of Strange in his new Asgardian Sorcerer Supreme attire. Yeah. And he's got a giant belt on. He's got like leg wrappings. He's in more blue with hints of like armor as opposed to just cloakiness.
Yeah.
And so really, really, really cool design. And I'm already combing through here looking for little nuggets. I'm like, which of these things are going to be important?
Right.
What do we need to remember?
He has a staff too, right? Like he's got kind of a Donald Blake style transformation staff.
Yeah. He's got a walking stick staff thing. And then we get the mention of bracelets of strife and regret, and they say specifically, he's going to be needing these different magical artifacts on his next quest. So, what do those do, and are they going to show up? Who knows?
And we know because of the solicitation we get at the end exactly where Strange is going. He's going to Alfheim. He is going to be inspecting a casket. A coffin that there's some questions about, and we know really because of the cover of the first issue coming in December, so we have to wait a little bit, but Angela is coming back.
And Sif
is on the cover. Yeah. So I'm so excited to see these Thor supporting characters get, I hope, more shine in this Strange book.
This has the potential to be what we've always wanted. There's a main Thor book that focuses on Thor and doing Thor things. Yep. And we've got a secondary book where you see everybody else doing stuff in Asgard, right? Or
doesn't feel good.
Realm.
Don't jinx it. It's finally happening.
Everyone knock on wood real quick.
Yeah.
Just like I'm daring myself to believe that we'll get everything we've ever wanted, and that's why I'm worried that the next issue is going to be like, yeah, Strange isn't on Asgard anymore. Thanks. He's actually just back in. He's back on Earth. Sorry about that.
Well, when he wakes up from a dream sequence, and we're like, "Fuck!"
It was all a dream. When I read the line that he says, I have an apocalypse to avert, I kind of got this knot in my stomach and I was like, oh no, is this going to be tied in with like Book of Revelations with X-Men somehow? Is this going to be like an apocalypse story somehow? So I don't know what that's referring to. It could be, I mean, apocalypse is just, a term for the end of the world. So maybe he's talking about the 9 realms or experiencing some kind of apocalypse, but.
Well, it's
based
also
on the solicitations and based on the fact that you and I have read almost every Thor book and we know how they go, Eric. Mm-hmm. I think that being cut off from the rest of the world, like when Asgard was in the negative zone or whatever it's called, could lead to the death of Asgard. So he's got to get them back to Midgard for that reason. And I also think that we might just have a War of the Realms coming based on the solicitation, that without Thor there to govern everybody.
Everywhere. Yeah, everyone's kind of freaking out and having some different things happen.
And we've noticed, from it being referenced in a lot of books, Strange not being on Midgard anymore is common knowledge, like in the superhero community. Mm-hmm. And him being cut off and knowing that Thor's death is one of the major causes of it. I feel like Steven's going to pick up the mantle, or at least attempt to pick up the mantle of defending Asgard while as its Sorcerer Supreme while Thor is off the board.
You heard it here first, listeners. Ryan thinks that Stephen Strange is going to be the god of thunder while Thor is away, and he's the only one of us who spoke to Will Moss. So if anybody can make that pitch,
I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm very excited for this book. Like, I'm excited for Mortal Thor. Don't get me wrong. Like, the ongoing Thor book is something that I have picked up monthly for years now. But having a Doctor Strange book that is Asgard centric is something I never would have thought we would get. And it's not a miniseries. It's not an offshoot thing. The Derek Landy mini apparently went so well. We are doing an ongoing Strange book, and we're not manufacturing some way to go back to the status quo where we have Wong and the Sanctum Sanctorum and we're in New York. Like, we're on Asgard. So I cannot wait to see what Landy continues to do with this character. I'm mega hyped for that book in December.
And this could just be where the start of the run picks up. I'm thinking back to other runs that have gone on past like the typical 12 to 20 issues and stuff, like the what was it, the Carol Danvers run that was Kelly Thompson. That went on like 50 issues. And so there are several status quo changes just in that thing. So this could be this if Doctor Strange fans are worried that like, is Strange just an Asgardian character now? What have you done? Bring back Clea, bring back all my regular Doctor Strange stuff. There's a good chance that will all come back after the Thor stuff kind of wraps up.
Well, and like we've heard, if we're at the midway point of Thor, Mortal Thor might be wrapped up in 6 to 12 issues, and perhaps the Asgard part of Strange Life will match wherever Mortal Thor wraps up. Yeah. And then once Thor's back being regular Thor or whatever he's going to be in the future, Strange might high-five him and then go back to Midgard, give Clea a hug, pat Bats on the head, and then re-begin the status quo, right?
Pat Bats on the head, yes. I agree with you guys. Like, eventually we are going to go probably back to a more familiar status quo, but I have a feeling Strange is going to be involved somehow in getting Thor back connected with the 9 realms, getting the 9 realms connected to Midgard. I'm actually more intrigued. Something you guys said of what is the crisis that Stephen has to avert. I don't want it to be just another war amongst the realms. I actually would much prefer it be Stephen noticing that Asgard is dying.
Yeah.
Or the 9 realms are incomplete and they know it. Like as they realms, they know it. They need
the Bifrost or something. And like there's been lots of ones in the past that are like that.
And Stephen knows that he from his side of the divide, he is, as the Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard, he has to work all that he can do.
Yeah.
I'm much more invested in that idea because it gives Stephen a goal to shoot for.
And it also helps you rationalize why Yggdrasil has a personification now, because it can come back and be like, bro, are you going to fix the Bifrost? Like, I'm dying. The world tree is dying because I don't have the Bifrost. Like, please come save me. That's why I made you Sorcerer Supreme. Fix it.
Yeah.
And then we can go on a 12-issue Odyssey or something where he goes to try to fix it.
Anything else for Doctor Strange? I feel like we're all pretty adequately hyped for Doctor Strange #1 to drop in December. Which fans? Do we have fans? Listeners,
we have one fan, Will Rose.
yes, he is our only fan. So we, yes, I got you both. But just so you know, listeners, we will be covering Doctor Strange as a new issue now, because it is going to be dropping, with Asgard related stories. And fortunately, it's going to be dropping for the first few issues. It's going to be dropping on the same week or roughly around Mortal Thor. So we're going to have a lot of new issues dropping at the same time. As of right now, that could change, but very excited for that book. Everybody, if you want to check out more of this nerdy, goofy goodness, you can go over to Patreon, check out our bonus episode from this, which was equally bonkers. So you're going to want to check that out. If you enjoyed this, you will love that. So click the links in the episode description. You follow us on Instagram. Check out what we're up to there. If you want to reach out to us, tell us what you thought of the episode. That would be awesome. Also, if you want to leave a star rating and a review, Vaz used to beat this drum a lot, and I feel like we should bring it back. Ratings, reviews. If you feel like you enjoy the show, tell us, show us. And
And I'll read it. Whatever you write, I will read it.
But he is the Ron Burgundy of this podcast. If you write it, he will read it.
If I have to say something offensive, it will be censored. I'm sorry, folks, but I'll be mean to us. I'm mean to us all the time anyway. So you say what you say, but I'm only reading 5-star reviews. So you can slander us as much as you want. You got to put 5 stars in and then say that fucking Faz guy. I hate him so much. That's fine. You just have to give me 5 stars first.
He'll even say, hey, San Diego, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll say that. Using the F-bomb like that's really not in my wheelhouse. That'd be fucking crazy if I did that.
It's not part of his character development at this point. Everybody, thank you for checking this out. Just remember, wherever you're at in the 9 realms, whatever you are doing, whatever books you've been reading, whatever comics you've been enjoying, whatever adventures you're excited about, whether you're stuck on this side of the Broken Bifrost or the other side of the Broken Bifrost, just remember to do one thing, and that is to stay worthy.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Bum, ba, bum, ba, ba, ba.